linakuja ndugu, Wakristo kaeni macho, niliajapo tumwimbie.
I'm lucky because I got a home, place to call home and a person to call mom and dad.
It's amazing, yes, to be a mum to 200 children.
eamo, eamo, stands for East African Mission Orphanage. An Australian couple started it.
This is my good wife. In fact, this woman is the strength behind all of this. She keeps me going.
We have 213 children at the moment, and in the town behind us, in Nakuru town, there is at least 6,000 children roaming the streets looking for a home. So it is desperately needed, and yes, it is so desperately needed to have even more children off the streets.
Eamo means to me is life. Everything for me comes from eamo, because at home I had nothing, and here I came and found everything I needed: school, clothing, shelter and food, and now I live in eamo, so eamo is my life in particular.
We aim to take in those children and give them a better life, whereby they have the guarantee of having 3 meals a day, having their own bed, having their own food, and having an education right from nursery through to high school, and give them the love, care and attention that all children deserve to have.
Paul is a 13-year-old who his grandmother couldn't take care of him. She was a drunkard. She would give him alcohol to stop him from asking for food, and he would also steal alcohol because he got used to it. So him and his brother come to us at that desperate situation.
At home I didn't love. I used to steal and do all these kind of things, but when I came to eamo I learned about love.
We were in a bit of a rut. You work hard, you get your money in, and then you get this, you get the motorbike, you get the boat, you get the car, you get the four-wheel drive, you get the house, and then when you get all that, you want something better. So we've been here 14 years now, but a few years before that, my wife and I, we'd been through some sickness. I had a sickness, I used to have cancer, but the cancer came along and changed our life to thinking about others more than ourselves. So we just developed this passion to help others rather than just have our whole life revolving around ourselves. My wife just came up with the idea one day. She said, look, why don't we just take in a child and foster the child? One child. I said, well, one child is out of how many, you know? It's nothing. And so we decided. The family agreed, yep, okay, let's take in a child and foster a child. So we took in the child. The child's still here today. And then from there we had like 3 children and then 5 children, and it was starting to grow. So we could obviously see that this was our home, this is where we're going to stay, because once you take in the children, there's no sending them back, you know.
It's very life-changing, to a total life of self and looking after self and our own needs, to now thinking of children and their needs, not just physical as in food and the comforts of a home, but the love that the children need, and to think of how you can do it for different children with different characters. You know, it is a life-changing thing, because now you have to start thinking of how you can actually give that love. Before you didn't have to think, you just gave it and this is how you do it. But some kids can't accept that the way that we used to give it. So now we have to think of another way and different ways. So yes, life-changing for us, because we change, because we see the difference in the children after you've given them that love.
It's a great day for May and I, but I think it's an even greater day for the eamo kids. Is that right?
Yes!
Yes.
The celebration, the grand opening at East African Mission Orphanage was the opening of the boys' dormitory. We had friends from Canada who had donated. We had the entire family. So we decided the children wanted to do something to express their appreciation. So we had a dedication of the boys' dormitory that day.
There is nothing we can give to repay all your kindness, but our friendship and smile can tell that we are forever grateful. A better world, a company of change.
We've had a roof over our heads ever since I can remember, and we've had a good home. And this is our opportunity to share with eamo kids a roof over their heads and a good home. And we just want to thank you for giving us this opportunity. We want to thank our parents for all the many years of support and love they've given us, and that is why we dedicate this dorm to them.
And thank you, boys, for remembering us, but remember the children first.
They have been living in their classroom for the last 9 years, using their classrooms as their dormitory and using some old wooden buildings for a classroom. So this is going to improve two things, not only their day-to-day living experience, but also the classrooms are going to get better.
Children are coming to our gate every day. You know, we know that we're going to expand. And so what we put to A Better World was that we want a building for the future also, not just for today. And so they came on board. I mean, they could have saved a lot of money by building smaller buildings, but they agreed with us and said, no, the future is bright here for eamo, so let's do a bigger building so that we don't have any room problems. As you can see, we have many visitors here today. And Eric, Uncle Eric, who knows Uncle Eric? Me. Okay.
We support them because if we can give a future to the children, it's a future to the country.
You know, when you've got a pile of 100 rocks, you think, oh man, how am I going to get rid of this? 100 children. And it's done very, very quickly, and they're happy to do it. People often ask us, you know, how do you have so many kids and you keep it flowing smoothly? The key is keep them working, you know, and not working hard, of course. When you've got so many, you can get so much done so easily, you know. So the kids love it. I mean, these African kids are born that way. You know, I think we're all born that way. We just get lazy. And our kids actually work faster than the contractors that we had here building. The contractors, yeah. We actually told the contractor, get out of the way, get to the side, let the kids in here and get going with the wheelbarrows and the shovels. Agricultural projects here are big, very, very large. We grow 13 acres of wheat. We do 5 acres of maize corn. We do 4 acres of beans. We do an acre of potatoes. We do all sorts of spinach, carrots, cucumber, lettuce, whatever, you know.
I am from Red Deer, Alberta, in Canada, and I actually farm. And so this was a chance for me to come and see. Eric needed more agriculture people. They need to see what they're doing here and how we can make it better for them, easier for them, and how we can make it so that they can grow food year-round rather than just during the rainy season.
You have to cut all of them and don't leave any that are lying around.
No.
Yes. Yeah, you have to do it.
I've said to the kids here, man, they are so lucky to get the education that they get just from gardening. How many kids in Canada could plant and look after a garden? Not very many.
Big? Small. Yes? Small.
I mean, there's a lot of children in Kenya that are leaving school every year that have an education looking for a job, and unemployment is extremely high here. So our challenge is to give our children more than that. We've got to give them something more than they're getting in the average school, better grades, a more scope of different fields.
We take physics, chemistry, all sciences, mathematics, languages, geography, agriculture, business, and all those kind of stuff.
So future for eamo in this area is to get like a trade school, which we're discussing with A Better World for that.
I was brought in eamo a long time ago, so the feeling between me, mom, and dad, it's a feeling that is quite big. I can't tell it really, because it's a feeling that brings me together with the rest of the people here.
I think we've got the best job in the world, you know, that's what I can say. Every night we go to bed and we talk about the kids. There's always problems too, but we deal with the problems. We have good staff, good training here, good system, and it works so well. We're so happy in our hearts. I mean, the life that we were living before, the life of goal setting, assets, you know, the motorbike, the boat, the car, everything, you know, the new house, that's all gone. You know, they were great days, but if you ask me to compare it, this is 10 times better, even 100 times better.
And I like living here because it has wings.
The message that I would like to get across to other people is to help others so that you can feel something in your own heart that you helped someone along their way, especially a desperate child. It's such a great feeling. You wouldn't believe how much of a feeling it will be to you.
I can see a brighter future. Before it used to be dark. Now I see a bright future. There is sun, there is moon, but before it used to be so dark. I see I can move on somewhere and I'll be somebody big in life.
To you, a better world, we owe you our gratitude. Thank you for your contribution. Welcome to eamo. Thank you.